Hey guys, welcome back to F1 Podcast. Well, we've still got some background noise, we apologise for that, but we're going to soldier on, Max. Alright Max, let's move on to Renault. We've got Robert Kubica. We've talked about Robert signing with Renault, and you know, there's been a whole lot of conversations in the last week or so about the future of Renault, whether they'll get bought. Renault are talking about maybe selling the team. That hasn't been announced yet, and my understanding is that Robert has signed with Renault, but if the team is sold, he then becomes available for other teams. And there's talk about our old friend David Richards at ProDrive buying Renault, and that Renault will sell out of Formula One and sell the team. I'm not sure whether that will happen. I'd like to see Robert Kubica in a great drive next year, and that means that I want Renault or whoever Renault sells the team to be successful, because I'd love to see Robert have a good year, especially since last year he had such a good race, such a good time with Sauber, BMW Sauber. So we'll have to see, mate, what happens with Renault.
Robert will be on the grid next year. I don't know which team, but if, as you say, Dave Richards and his backers, apparently from what I understand it's a quite complex deal that's being negotiated at the moment, you'd be a fool not to have Robert Kubica as your lead driver.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, let's be honest. Unfortunately, this year with BMW, his skill was unfortunately not able to shine. And I could almost say the same for Nick Heidfeld as well, because let's be honest, this year's BMW was a piece of shit, and it pains me to say that, but unfortunately, when the car that you've got underneath you is a dog, and you pretty much realise that when you start testing it in the off season, and you know you're going to have a bad year.
Yeah.
Look at McLaren earlier this year. Look at Ferrari earlier this year. BMW unfortunately never really improved this year, so it stifled Robert's skill and ability, and Nick's as well. However, in saying that, I think Robert has proven himself to be a no-nonsense driver.
And blisteringly quick.
Very, very quick.
Yeah.
Give him the right machinery.
Yeah.
Just like Jenson Button. Give him the right machinery and watch me shine.
Yeah.
Jenson, for the first time in his career, except for the early Williams days, had a piece of machine around under him that he could actually demonstrate his true talent. Robert Kubica is exactly the same, and unfortunately this year he just didn't have the car underneath him. So if David Richards or anyone buys Renault and they still keep the name Renault, which I think they should, I would have Robert Kubica if he's on the market as my #1 driver.
Definitely, mate, definitely. Let's talk about Force India. Adrian Sutil's back for another season. Antonio Liuzzi has revived his Formula One career.
How, I don't know, but anyway, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, I think he was a solid reserve driver last year, and I can kind of see why VJ has given him another chance. Sutil has had flashes of brilliance. Think about them. When Force India was firing, about Spa this year. Fisichella did well, Sutil did well, so I can see why they're giving him and Adrian another chance.
Yeah, totally agree. And didn't Force India come to the fore in 2009 with Fizzy getting the second place? They've really developed that car, and it's great. These guys are on track. They're a small operation, and look, I think their driver lining for where they are in Formula One is a pretty solid driver lining.
Yeah,
I quite like Antonio Liuzzi. He's a cheeky little bastard, but I quite like that, and I think Sutil is one for the future. Picture Sutil in, say, a Mercedes last year or something. Is it just the car? Is it the experience? I don't know. But look, I thought the guy did. I thought he did pretty well, and yeah, solid driver line.
All right, we're going to have one. We're going to talk about one more team before we finish this video, and that's Toro Rosso. They are going to be developing their own car for the first time next year, so that's going to be interesting in itself, mate.
It'd be a surprise one.
Yeah, it would. And we've got Buemi, who's confirmed. Now, Jaime Alguersuari was a little bit pissed off because he wasn't on the entry list, and his people are saying that he's a definite for next year. And I'm a big fan of letting drivers having a good go in Formula One and not just giving them half a season or whatever. So, I would like to see Jaime back.
Look at Nico Rosberg Jr. Oh, sorry, Nelson Piquet Jr.
I'd like to see Jaime back in the Toro Rosso seat next year, Max, so we'll have to see, but...
He needs a haircut, and then I'd consider getting him back, because he's got crazy hair. Look, It'll be interesting to see how these guys go designing their car from scratch. I wonder what assistance Big Brother, sort of Red Bull, will have in the design of their car, but it doesn't belie the fact that this will be a bespoke Toro Rosso, which I think is a good thing. They want to like sort of have their own identity. Yeah, good things for them next year, hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Alright guys, sorry about the background noise, and we'll be back for a new video very soon.
See you guys.
See you guys.
Bye.